All right, if it's morning where you are, good morning. We're gonna do the morning routine cars video. This is more of just a follow along video for those of you that like having a follow along video for the morning routine, but know that you can pick any position. You do not have to do these in the positions that I'm doing them. You can pick whatever works best for you, or you could just do your cars at your own pace. Once you have a grasp on how to do them, you don't need to follow along with this video. So you could do them however, whenever you want. I'm gonna do my neck cars in kneeling. That's where we're gonna start. I'm gonna go hands down at my side, slowly pulling my chin into my chest, sweeping my chin across the right collarbone, pulling my right ear over my shoulder, looking up towards the ceiling as high as I can, rotating over to the other side, pulling my chin down to my left shoulder, coming back through to midline, and reversing, going back to the left. Pulling that left ear over that shoulder, looking up towards the ceiling, rotating over to the right, chin coming down to right shoulder, coming back to midline, and back to the right side. Right ear over right shoulder, looking up towards the ceiling, rotating as far as you possibly can. Our cars in the morning routine are usually done at about 30% intensity in terms of irradiation. Especially if you've just woken up, we're not going to go too intense, but we do want to start to get things warmed up, get things moving. So 30%-ish is a good level to start at for irradiation. We'll go one more time back to the right, rotate as far as you can, pull right ear over right shoulder, looking up towards the ceiling, rotating over to the left, chin down to left shoulder, sweep back to midline, back across that left collarbone, pulling the left ear over the left shoulder, up towards the ceiling, rotating to the right, trying to pull your neck into each and every position as far as you can without symptoms, and back to midline. We're gonna go right into thoracic cars. You can give yourself a hug, you can just make an X, whatever works easiest for you. Then you're gonna curl through your upper back, try to keep your neck still. It's now had its turn. Squeeze your abdominals. Rotate over to the right side. Pull your right shoulder down to your right hip, squeezing all the stuff on the right side. Pull your chest up towards the ceiling. Rotate over to the left. Pull that left shoulder down to the left hip. Curl back through. Pause, and then reverse back to the left. Rotate left. Left hip to left shoulder. Coming up towards the ceiling, squeeze those spine muscles, rotate right, right hip down to right shoulder, curling back through flexion, squeeze your abs, back to the right side, rotate, side bend, extend, squeeze your extensors, rotate, side bend, coming back around, squeeze your abdominals, back to the left, rotate left, pull left shoulder down to left hip, pull your chest up towards the ceiling, rotate to the right, side bend to the right, curl back through. One more pass to the right side, rotate, side bend, curl, start to squeeze those spine muscles, rotate left, side bend left, make your way back into flexion, squeeze your abs. Last pass to the left, rotate, pull that left shoulder down, squeeze all that left side stuff, squeeze your extensors as you come up, squeeze all that right side stuff as you rotate and side bend, and squeeze your abs as you come back through into flexion. We're gonna come up, we're gonna do scap cars. Both arms will come up. I'll give you guys a side view on this one. Hands just outside of shoulder width. We're gonna pull our shoulder blades into our spine, slide them up as high as we can, reach forward as far as we can, pull them back down, bring them back, slide them up, reach forward, pull them down. One more pass, back, up, forward, and down. Now reverse, go right back up, squeeze that stuff on top, pull them back, squeeze everything between the shoulder blades, pull them down, squeeze that stuff underneath, reach forward. Rib cage stays quiet, coming up, back, down, forward, one more, up, back, down, and forward. We're gonna hit our shoulder cars. I'm gonna go left hand on my right ribs, right hand at my side, squeezing my pec as I pull that arm up towards my ear. I'm gonna internally rotate and continue to internally rotate the entire time that I reach behind me. I'm gonna pull my hand into my side hip. Then I'm gonna reverse by going straight back until I can't go back anymore. I'm gonna externally rotate, and then I'm gonna follow back through right where I came from, coming back across, squeezing that pec, pulling that arm back down into my side, and coming back through for rep 2. Squeeze that pec and then squeeze everything on top as you pull up. Internally rotate, reach back. Again, ribs are staying quiet. Pull that hand down into your side hip. Reverse back into extension. Unwind through rotation. Follow back through. And coming back around in front, squeezing that pec. We're going to do one more pass. Back through. Coming forward, squeezing all that stuff in front. Then squeezing all that stuff on top of the shoulder. Internally rotating, winding that arm up the entire time, pulling that hand down into your side hip, and reversing right back into extension. Squeeze everything on the back. Rotate, follow back through, coming back overhead, back across in front, and we're going to switch sides. Right hand on the left ribs, left hand at your side, coming back across, pulling that arm up, and then internally rotating, reaching behind you, winding that arm the entire way until you can't wind that arm up anymore. Pull it into that side hip. Reverse, going straight back into extension. Unwind through rotation, following right back through where you came from, coming back across, squeezing that pec, and back down. Pass 2, coming back across, squeeze that pec, squeeze everything on top as you come in front. Rotate and really fight for that rotation. This is the fundamental movement of the shoulder that you're doing right now. Pull that hand into your hip, squeeze the tricep, squeeze the back of the shoulder, rotate and unwind, and then start coming back through where you came from, back in front, hand back down at your side. One more, coming back across, squeeze that pec. Coming up, squeeze the top of the shoulder, internally rotate, wind that arm up, spiral the entire way. Pull that hand down into your side hip, going straight back into extension, unwinding through rotation, and following back through where you came from. Going right into elbows. We're going to go hands down at our sides, bending the elbows, squeezing the biceps, squeezing the front of the forearm, rotating around those pinkies, extending the elbows, squeezing the triceps, squeezing everything on the back. Rotate, bend, squeeze, rotate, extend. One more in that direction. Rotate, bend, rotate, extend. Once you hit the bottom, you're going to pause. You're going to bring it right back up into flexion. We're going to rotate the opposite way at the top and then send our arms back down. Squeeze the tricep, rotate, bend, rotate, extend, rotate, bend, and rotate, extend. Stop at 90 degrees. We're going to go right into wrist cars. Pull your wrists into extension. Bring your pinkies in towards midline. Squeeze, come up into flexion. Drop the thumbs out to the sides. We're going to do 3 reps in this direction. Pinkies come in. Squeeze the top of the forearms. Thumbs drop out to the side. Squeeze the back of the forearms, come into extension. Pinkies come in. Hand comes up. Thumbs drop out to the side. Pull back down into extension, then reverse. Thumbs drop back out. Palm comes up. Pinkies come in. Hand goes back down. Thumbs drop out to the side. Squeeze the top of the forearm back into wrist flexion. Ulnar deviation as pinkies come in. Wrist extension. Radial deviation as thumbs drop out. Back up into flexion. Pinkies drop in and back down into extension. Very good. We're going to go into our spine segmentation. I'm going to pick my favorite variation, which is the stick. You can go right on your hands and knees. So you could be doing it here if you want to. That's totally fine. With the stick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hands at shoulder height. I'm going to start with my chin, give myself as many chins as I can, then pulling that chin into the chest, rounding through the upper back, making my way through into my mid-back, into my low back, tucking that tailbone underneath me, squeezing my abs, reversing with my low back, tilting that tailbone forward, finding those little muscles that live on either side of my spine, engaging them as I creep my way up my spine, driving the stick into the ground, pulling chest up towards the ceiling, pulling collarbones up, looking up as high as you can, trying the furthest point on the ceiling behind you that you can, locking into it, rounding the low back, tucking that tailbone back underneath you, squeezing abs, squeezing glutes, making your way into your mid-back, into your upper back. Chin's going to come back down into chest. Then we're going to reverse with the chin. Unlock that chin again, looking up as high as you can. Pull your collarbones up towards the ceiling. Pull your sternum up towards the ceiling. Make your way through your spine, one piece at a time, all the way into full extension. Hold. And we'll reverse here with the low back. Round that low back, tuck that tailbone underneath you, squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes, slowly curl through the spine, one piece at a time. Chin will come back down into chest, and we're gonna go into hip cars. So we're gonna hit side lying. We'll start with the right hip. Lying on your left side, right foot on the ground. I'm just going to clasp my hands together here. I'm going to pull that foot up as high as I possibly can. I'm going to open up towards the ceiling, keeping my belly button pointing forward. Squeeze that side hip. Rotate. Reach back into extension. Pull that knee back down. Underneath. Pause. And then reverse. Right back into extension. Squeeze that glute. Pull that knee up towards your right shoulder, squeezing that side hip. Rotate through, land that foot as high as you can on the ground, and slowly slide the foot away. Back in for rep 2, pulling up. Opening up towards the ceiling, squeezing that glute. Rotate, reach back. Low back stays quiet the entire time. It stays all in the hip. Then reverse, going right back into extension. Pulling that knee up towards the right shoulder, rotating through, landing that foot on the ground, sliding the foot away, and coming right back up for rep 3. So as you go through this, you'll find that as you kind of figure out your own pace, your own positions, and your own flow, that you can probably get through it even faster than I am in this video. I'll do my own morning routine when I'm not talking and I'm just going with the flow, and it'll usually take me about 10 to 15 minutes, and that's pretty standard. In these early phases, as you're learning this stuff, it's going to be a little bit harder. It's going to take you a little bit longer, and that's totally fine. So going through that left hip now, exact same thing. Pulling up, opening that knee up towards the ceiling, rotating through, reaching back into extension, pulling that leg down, coming back through and reversing. Squeeze that backside glute. Squeeze the side glute as you pull your knee up. Externally rotate, bring that foot around in front. Foot lands on the ground, slides away, and back up for rep 2. So just grease it out, get that fluid moving into that hip joint. Carve out those outer ranges of motion, wake up all the muscles that live around that hip, and then we sequentially do so through every joint in the body, coming around in front, landing that foot on the ground, and one last rep for this hip, coming up, out, rotate, reach back, pull that knee down, and squeeze that glute, squeeze that side hip, rotate back through, squeeze that meat in front, and then slowly slide the foot away. We're gonna come up into knee cars. So I'm gonna do them in this position here. You could just interlock your fingers or do them seated in a chair. We're gonna rotate that knee in, extend up, rotate out, bend down. Squeeze your forearm as you rotate in, extend, rotate out, come down, rotate in, extend, rotate out, bring it back down, and then reverse, going right back into extension. Rotate in, draw it back down, rotate out, extend, rotate in, bring it back, rotate out, extend, bring it in, and back down. We'll switch to the ankle. I'm going to take my hand, I'm just going to move it onto my shin. I'm going to point my foot like a ballerina, squeezing that calf. Rotate in, pull up, squeeze those muscles on that shin. Rotate out, point back down. Rotate in, coming up, rotating out, pointing down. One more pass in this direction. Squeezing those muscles on every side as I pull that ankle in each and every direction, pausing at the bottom, reversing, rotating back out, flexing up, rotating in, pointing back down, rotate out, flex up, rotate in, point down. One more time, rotate out, flex up, rotate in, and point back down. Switching to the left, starting with the knee cars, rotate that knee in, extend, rotate out, and bend. Rotate in, extend, rotate out, bend. One more in that direction. In, extend, out, bend. Pause, stay in external rotation. You're going to extend that knee, find internal rotation, and draw it back in. Externally rotate, extend, internally rotate, bend. One more time, externally rotate, extend, internally rotate, and bend. Shifting your hand down to your shin, keeping the tibia quiet, keeping it all in the ankle. Squeeze your calf, rotate in, flex up, rotate out, point down, rotate in, flex up, rotate out, point down. One more time, rotate in, flex up, rotate out, point down and pause, rotating back out, pulling up, rotating in, and pointing back down. We've got two more. Rotate out, flex up, rotate in, point down. One more pass, rotate out, pull up, rotate in, and point all the way back down into our toe cars. All you're going to do for these toe cars is you're going to try and pull your big toes up as high as you possibly can. Keep the outer four toes on the ground. Then you're going to reverse. Big toes are going to go down. Outer four toes are going to come up. Try not to lose contact with the outside of your foot. Keep it on the ground. Big toes up, outer four toes down. Reverse, outer four toes up, big toes down as high as you can. One more time, big toes up. One more time, outer four toes up. Lift all toes up, spread them as far as you can. Drop the pinky toe down, the fourth, third, second, and then big toe. Then bring the big toe back up. Peel the second toe off, third, fourth, and fifth. Pinky toes down, the next toe, next toe, next toe. Last toe, big toes up, peel them back off, one toe at a time. One last rep, little toes down, laying them back down one toe at a time. ending with the big toe, then peeling them back off, one toe at a time, ending with the little toe. And that is your morning cars routine. Whenever you watch one of my videos, make sure to check the description below the video, because I'll always drop links to related videos, links to exercises that would go well with the one that you just finished watching, links to free mobility classes, ebooks, and to my ever-growing library of full-length training videos. Additionally, if you found this specific video helpful, please let me know by hitting the like button below, and that'll send me the message that you want to see more videos like this one. You can also subscribe to be notified when new videos like this one are available. And if there's something specific that you want to see a video on, just let me know in the comments below and we'll try and make that happen. Otherwise, take care and we'll see you in the next one.